You can't. Well, I can hear Chris. I don't care. I don't care about anything. I've had the worst day of my life.
Yeah, whatever, guys.
And here we are. Welcome to Oatmeal Brains, where the lines between truth and opinions look like your grandmother's face.
Wait, what is that?
Dude, I don't know. I come up with these things like 5 minutes before we start.
Do you want to start with a topic, or do we want to play this horrible game?
I feel like there should be a limit on going through the self-checkout line. And I think that limit should be if you have a push cart, go to the fucking real person, please.
Is that not a thing? I kind of just always assumed self-checkout was like a 10 items or less kind of deal.
That's what I thought too. But this has happened to me now on multiple occasions where people with cartloads are going through self-checkout. And it's like, have some respect, man.
Well, I can attest to the fact that I don't understand how those fucking things work at all.
Yeah, no,
freak
there's certain
me out.
occasions where I like want to go to a real person because like even as simple as just like buying alcohol, like there is that attendant there that can now like look at your card and will like punch it in so you can buy alcohol. But I would much rather just if I have to deal with a real person, why the fuck would I go through the self-checkout? I'll just skip the step and I'll just go through the real line where they can look at my ID and then I can just get in and get out. But I keep running into these people who are going into self-checkout with cartfuls. And my latest experience is this lady had, I kid you not, like 30 packs of chicken breast going through the self-checkout because she had like some kind of weird like mail-in rebate coupon. And she was freaking out and causing a scene at the self-checkout because her coupon wasn't working. And she had like 2 or 3 people come over.
Like, why would you go to the self-checkout with coupon?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, shit.
These people have no respect.
I don't understand how that thing works at all. It freaks me out. And I will, even if I have 4 items, I will go to the regular person. As much as I hate people and don't want to deal with them, like I also don't want to deal with weird machines I don't understand.
I mean, I get it. I don't want to talk to a real person as much as the next guy does, but in some cases.
I mean, in every case. Also, I haven't been to an actual grocery store in like, I don't know, a year. When did COVID happen?
This was at Target. I would hate to go to a Costco if there's a self-checkout line. Because everyone's got to go through there with like 100 things.
Yeah, I think that defeats. Yeah, I think it defeats the point of Costco.
I don't remember how to play this game at all. I'm realizing right now.
Dude, I don't either. I can't build.
I'm trying to build. I'm trying to play Fortnite, man.
Costco chicken is cheap, and I just watched this whole video about it, and apparently it's their biggest loss leader, which is a business term for if you like underprice something and actually lose money on it.
Right, but it's like get people to come in and buy it.
Yeah, so the Costco chicken is like ridiculously cheap. Like they lose like millions of dollars a year. Costco loses on chicken, but they put it in the very back of the store, and their whole like scheme is that on your way to pick up your super underpriced chicken, you buy like hundreds of dollars worth of bullshit that's not underpriced.
Yeah, I get that.
Yes, and I did also see that on TikTok. Which brings me to our next segment,
yes,
TikTok Watch.
TikTok Watch.
I don't have a lot for TikTok Watch, and I had already mentioned this TikTok Watch segment to you last week. But what I have is that I want to just take a moment to talk about how people are becoming very famous and assumingly wealthy off of skateboarding on TikTok. And you might ask yourself, well, people get famous off skateboarding all the time. Tony Hawk, Bam Margera. But I'm not talking about doing cool shit. I'm talking about literally just skateboarding down the street. and putting it on TikTok.
But like when you think about it, that's like what TikTok is about. Like all those people are getting famous off of dancing, but like, are they really dancing? Like they're not. They're not actually really doing anything.
But that's the thing. It's like what is his name? Dogface. That's the biggest example. But there's many more. I
I saw that
found a
commercial.
few
With,
others.
like, Snoop Dogg now.
Yeah, he's hanging out with Snoop Dogg. He's doing dabs in his trailer. Like that's wealth shit. And he did it all because he drank cranberry juice while skateboarding down the street.
There's just already so much. Yeah, I will never understand TikTok, no matter how much we talk about it.
So the other people getting is it because his dog's name is Whitey?
Is it? I don't know. I want to hear more information on this. I'm so hot because I'm so angry. I can't concentrate.
I just lit myself on fire.
Oh my god. An absolute fucking mess, dude.
So
I forgot to say. Wacko Jacko is hitting the hay. But I wanted to let everybody know that we have a celebrity in the chat tonight.
And that would be?
That would be Jackson, front page of Lamb Goat.
Wait, Jackson got on the front page of Lamb Goat? How'd that happen?
Yeah, for the cover with oh shit, what's TJ's band's name? The Ghoulie dudes or something. What is
Ghoulie Bros?
The Ghoulie guys. Shit, what is it? I can't remember.
Ghoul guys.
The Ghoulies. The Ghoulie guys. They did a Coal Chamber. Oh, Ghastly Sounds. But they did a Coal Chamber cover, and it was on like the homepage in the news section on Lamgo. So shout out to them.
Didn't realize we had celebrities here. I would have worn something nice.
Yeah. We got some high profile. Oh my god, I broke my legs again. Oh my god. I can't.
I don't even know how this game works anymore. Although I have gotten 6 kills. Wow. So is there some technical difficulties on you guys' end?
Yeah.
What's happening? Do you want to sort that before we get into more topics so you can just edit this whole part out?
So, Cardi B just recently got yelled at on the internet because she was. Well, it was weird. I wasn't even gonna write it down, and then I looked further into it. But she apparently had a get together for Thanksgiving, and I was like, that's it doesn't really matter because I'm sure there's so many people who have been doing that and whatnot. But then I went in and I looked at her tweet, and her tweet was 12 kids and 25 adults over the holidays. It was lit. And it seems like she was purposely trying to instigate drama. It wasn't like, I'm so glad I got to see some of my family over Thanksgiving and people freaked out. It was like she's telling you how many people are there, how many little COVID bombs are there running around. And I thought that was just such a weird tweet to make. But I was just like, how dull can you be? She had to have been doing that because she knew she would get interaction, right? Because it's so weird that she documented how many people were there when you obviously know it's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
But especially after a few weeks, a month or so ago, Kim Kardashian or whatever had that thing where they rented an entire island, and nobody was happy about that either.
Wait, why not? What's wrong with renting your own island? Besides, like, if you're
Because
doing like
everyone's just
Epstein
real
stuff
sensitive now. Like it's like she's
to
out here
people
like
getting
flexing
island.
on everybody. Well, the rest of the world is out of a job. But I just thought it was stupid because I feel like that tweet was specifically inflammatory.
Oh yeah. Well, I
Or
mean,
purposely inflammatory, anyways.
isn't it true that sometimes celebrities will like
Oh, definitely.
So, I mean, yeah, she's probably just like a little publicity.
That's what I try to do every time I run my mouth on.
Well, I'm just one big bad opinion. So
Yeah.
welcome to Oatmeal Brains.
Has
Where
anyone
are you?
seen the replica Pokeballs that are coming for sale soon?
Do they catch Pokemon?
No, but they like light up and shit and freaking awesome.
I'm not seeing
Yeah,
this
they're
at
like they're
all.
die cast metal and everything. There's like a little. I'll send the link in the chat, but there's a little video if you go to the link, and they're $100, and I'm definitely gonna buy one.
They're
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, I can't even pay rent, but like,
Dude, fuck rent. Rent is
maybe.
stupid.
I just skimmed that video pretty hard.
Yeah. No, I don't think the video is very long, but it is. I think it looks really cool. I want one.
I have noticed, apparently, because I'm gonna bring back TikTok Watch, that TikTok Watch. And so many people are super back into Pokemon cards and making money off Pokemon cards, and it's blowing my fucking mind because I understand that there is value in getting like a fucking Charizard or whatever, but who is spending all of this money to buy these Charizards?
That is a very good question, and it's weird too because
Like,
that's how
who
collectibles work.
cares?
It's
Who
still worth
cares
nothing.
enough?
It's only worth something until somebody does pull the trigger and like makes that bid. Like the
Yeah,
market really
it's
sets
like
the price for collectibles. So
Yeah, it's like, but like, why? I get it to a certain extent. Like, Pokemon cards were cool when I was a kid, and they're still cool now. But like, I'm not about to go buy a fucking Charizard because when I was fucking 5, it was super cool.
yeah.
Or
But I mean,
like,
I think that's
and,
the
like,
same way that
But there
art
are-
works
there
too.
are people who do
No, absolutely, there's are people, or else this wouldn't be a thing, and it's huge on TikTok right now. As people are just opening packs of Pokemon cards, and like they're also making money by opening packs of Pokemon cards because they get views, and it
Yeah,
blows my
Yeah.
mind because I
that's,
don't
like, the main
understand.
thing, like,
Yeah, but my point, like, yeah, because it makes sense that like people make money off of making videos about opening Pokemon cards. But my question is, why is there a market for Pokemon cards? Because that means that people are buying Pokemon cards.
Well, it's just like collectibles and art are like the same way, and I think that's why it's like so hard to make money off of art, is because like the market really sets the price, and that's why like when artists die, like everything is like worth more because like there's not going to be
Dude,
reprints,
also-
there's not going to be more art, so it's like even if you're a good artist, it's like you have to like set the price. I don't know, it's freaking confusing and stupid.
Well, shout out to chat because Yu-Gi-Oh was superior.
yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh was tight, dude. Yu-Gi-Oh was super tight. I mean, I grew up. I was born in
You
'94,
had the
so
thing.
Pokemon was yeah, Pokemon was super great when I was like really little. But when I was like a little bit older to actually like do things and like formulate real thoughts,
Yu-Gi-Oh was the shit.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Dude,
Yeah,
I remember you
Yu-Gi-Oh
had
was
like the little
best.
arm thing.
Yeah, that was.
Dude, yeah, I had like
Actually, it
some
was
of
not
the-
little, it was fucking gigantic.
I had the strap-on thing. that You put it on your arm and pretend
Yeah.
to to Yu-Gi-Oh battle with nobody because I had no friends. Still don't.
I can't wait to find a picture of that I can put up in the edit. It's gonna be
I
like just
don't
the
even know what it's
nerdiest
called.
fucking looking kid ever with that big ass thing strapped to his wrist.
Yeah, that was me. But yeah, no, Yu-Gi-Oh was tight.
We were talking about the Joe Rogan podcast like a little while back. So I try to like start watching it again, but like I think I just absolutely hate it now. Like everything that happens on that podcast just irritates me.
No, I fully hate it. I used to really like it. Like 2 or 3 years ago, but I absolutely fucking hate it now. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's me, but like,
Well, there's this common thread that I'm noticing of all of his guests are just like really out of touch. And it like really started with Kanye West when he was talking about he was talking all that shit about like money being worthless and like relationships hold more currency than legal tender. Oh, but also I'm a
yeah,
billionaire. And it's like you
yeah.
have no place to say that.
Yeah, family is the most important when you can easily just get a private jet and fly to see your fucking family no matter what's happening in the world.
And then I was also reading something else, and it was like an interview with Dave Grohl, and he was talking about like becoming like a famous, well, not a famous musician, just like being able to make music your job and your life. And he's like, you got to just do it for the love of it. And it's like, really, it doesn't have anything to do with, I don't know, maybe playing drums for one of the most iconic frontmen of all fucking time. Like, where do these people get off? Like, stop
Well, I
lying
think
to
they're
me.
just.
Like, be fucking real.
Yeah, I mean, there are people out there that will tell you straight, but yeah, I think that a lot of these people are just jaded, really. They just like, especially like a person like Kanye, who just literally thinks that God did it all for him, and you're like, well, okay.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, Dave Grohl's another one where like, yeah, he might have the love, and like, he seems like a super chill dude, but like, yeah, you were kind of just like really lucky. And then yeah, maybe you wrote some good songs, but like personally, I don't agree.
Yeah. And then like Joe Rogan himself, he's like, oh, my podcast is so great, and it's because I don't let anybody tell me like what to do. I don't worry about sponsors and all of this. And it's like, yeah, that's because you have fucking so much money. It doesn't matter. Like, this isn't like
Yeah,
real
it's like
advice that you can like give to anybody because like you're so not real.
yeah, it's like he didn't make his money podcasting. He made his money everywhere else, and then put his attention to podcasting.
Yeah, exactly. If he did it all off just the podcast, then you can go around bragging. But if it's like,
Yeah, it's like, but
if it's
he
like,
was
oh, I already
like
have,
worth
like, if this
something.
doesn't work out, I'll just go back to stand up and keep doing my Netflix
Or
special.
UFC commissary, or he made a bunch of money being on sitcoms.
Yeah, and I was just like, I don't know. It just got me so heated. I was so angry. Because it's
I
like,
also just like don't agree with half the shit he says anymore. And I don't know if I ever did agree with things he said, but like I always thought there was at least a middle ground where I thought I was seeing other opinions. But now it's just like, yeah, I see your opinion, but I just don't care, and I think it's wrong or stupid.
Yeah.
And like I always liked his interviews with like other comedians, or like when Bert or like Tom Segura were on. But now it's just like, fuck that. I'm just gonna watch their podcasts because I actually enjoy them.
Yeah, I kind of got sick of their podcast after a while too. I go back to them. Like, I was watching Your Mom's House just the other day, but it got really annoying how like they really made it a point to like talk about how they were in this like comedian club, and like they made it sound like really exclusive. And they're like, oh yeah, like, because we're comedians, so like this is how we live our lives. And I'm just like, okay, it's getting kind of weird.
Well, I thought that was more of a Joe thing, because I mean, like when I watch Your Mom's House, it's just them watching like cringy shit on the internet, or like
Yeah.
puke
Well, yeah, it was definitely like
shit.
Joe Rogan, where like if he had like Ari Shafir on and another like comedian, they would just like make it like this weird boys club about like being in comedy, and like, oh, we stay up weird hours because we play in the theater. No one knows what it's like to stay up till 2 a.m. And it's like, what?
No, I mean, this what is this face Rob person? I think says it right. It's just celebrities are just out of touch, which
Yeah,
naturally
that's
for them
what
to
it
be.
is. Yeah.
It's just they don't know, because their life is their life. I mean, like,
Yeah, you're right.
my life is mine.
I was looking at it at the fact that I'm just like maybe becoming really pessimistic and just angry at the world, but I think that's better way to look at it, is that they're just really out of touch, and it doesn't concern me, and I shouldn't get so heated about it.
I'm pretty heated about it.
I'm heated. I am still heated about
You know,
it. But it's a
you know
much
what
better
else
way to
I'm
look at
heated
it.
about?
What's that?
You know what else I'm heated about? Is goldfish.
Okay, like the snack.
Yeah, the snack. Because goldfish are trash, dude. This is Unpopular Opinions 2020.
I really like
Goldfish are a bad snack. Everyone I've talked to about it disagrees with me. They are a bad snack. And I hope you say what I think you're gonna say.
Goldfish compared to cheeses is way fucking good.
Okay, thank you. First of all, that is
so
so.
Over goldfish. Like if there were no cheeses and goldfish, I'd be like, I'll just skip it.
So that was my like prime point was that cheeses are just better. But everyone I've told this to, because I have been talking trash about goldfish for about 2 weeks now, has disagreed with me. But one of their biggest points is, have you tried goldfish bold or some other variant of their flavors? And I'm like, well, you can make trash better super easy.
Well, see, and you know what's funny about that is like their flavor blasted ones. They have some that are like,
But
cheese blasted. I would argue that they're worse. Like I think they're nasty.
I bought goldfish for this exact moment because I've not had it.
They put like shit on something that's already like right, kind of cheesy.
I'm gonna. So first of all, I went to the store to buy goldfish, and I didn't even think they had any goldfish. I was like, well, that's because they suck. Why would they have goldfish? And then I found, which you'll have to put this in a post. I'll send it to you on Messenger. I found the smallest crate of goldfish I've ever seen in my fucking life. That's because they are trash. But I'm gonna try goldfish for the first time in probably a few years.
Yeah, we'll pop them up or pop them open and give us your hot take.
This is my hot take. So I really hope, for the sake that everyone I talked to in the last 2 weeks is wrong. But I guarantee you that I'm gonna have a negative reaction to these because they are a trash snack. They're dry as fuck.
They're cheddar.
They're not worth.
And so I will give you this too. When you're coming to like the comparison between the two, you have to just go with like if you say goldfish, goldfish means what you got. It's goldfish cheddar.
Yeah.
Like if someone like was talking to me about like maybe goldfish like pretzels or something, like that beats a real pretzel, I think. But if you're comparing the snack to anything else, it's got to be just the original. That's what goldfish is. This cheddar, blasted, hot, whatever flavors they have, it doesn't matter. It's null to the argument.
They just are dry and shitty, and they're already stuck in my teeth.
That's fair. I'm also with chat. Pringles. Pringles are great.
Once you have one, you can't go back, or what do they say? Once you pop, you can't stop?
Yeah, once you pop, you just can't stop.
Is that Pringles? You can't just have one? I don't remember.
Yep, that's Pringles.
No, they're just they're not. So I will say, I will downgrade my hot take a little bit. They're not the worst thing I've ever had, but fucking A, buy something else.
Yeah.
And I have like, and I swear to God, if one other person tells me to try the fucking cheddar blasted ones, I'm gonna punch them in the throat because that's not a goldfish. Like, yeah, you can improve on something that sucks really easily. So I have another. Speaking on the food thing, is people that use parsley as a seasoning. What's going on there?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we use parsley.
Are you talking about like the only thing? They're just like putting parsley on things, or
period.
Like what even if it's part of a blend? It's part of a blend.
Why though? It has no flavor. I don't put lawn. I don't. It tastes like what? Grass? What are you doing with parsley? There is. What? Where is the flavor?
Yeah, that's the only instance where I would. So I'm right in the middle here, because I'm kind of with you where I feel like, especially like dried parsley or something, it's like not gonna add that much.
Well, it's doing nothing.
But it's also, but in like something like tabbouleh, that's the main flavor.
But what is the flavor you're tasting in tabbouleh?
Parsley.
It has no flavor.
I don't know. It's a little soapy, to be honest.
So you're. Cilantro is a little soapy.
But so
parsley, it's just like a garnish. Like I get it as a garnish. But I'm saying parsley as a seasoning. What are you doing? Why?
I definitely throw it in all my like spice blends for sure.
But why?
I don't know.
My question is why?
Because France.
To add a little green to your dish or a garnish, sure, go balls deep on your fucking parsley. But I saw a goddamn TikTok the other day, TikTok Watch 2020, of this person making this dish, and the main fucking seasoning was parsley. And I'm like, well, that just tastes like nothing.
Here.
How is that a seasoning?
Okay, we have curly parsley.
Yeah, this is curly parsley.
So curly.
Wait, your face went away in your stream.
See, I think it tastes like curly.
Oh wait, no, it didn't. I'm just drunk, and it blended it in.
What do you think?
Are you eating parsley? Do you have some?
Yeah,
This is
parsley
amazing.
right
So you actually waste money on parsley, which is fucking
now. No,
amazing.
grow it.
No, we grow it. We have two
Which
kinds
in your opinion might be worse, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely worse. So you spend energy on growing a useless herb.
We have two different kinds of parsley too. We have flat Italian and curly parsley.
I think you'd
It's
have
like
just the
bitter.
same flavor. It's like bitter, but there's no defining flavor. Yeah, so is flat, like leaf greens. Like
It's
any
bitter,
green
it's a
thing
little
is
earthy.
bitter. So
Alright.
go get some grass from outside and
This
put it in
is
your
flat
fucking tabbouleh.
Italian parsley now.
The flat parsley has way more flavor than the curly parsley.
Flavor of
No,
what?
I use the curly parsley as like a vessel for lemon juice and oil. It's fucking amazing.
Okay, so you like lemon juice and
Oh my
olive
God.
oil.
Well, lemon juice.
Those
and
are flavors.
oil.
Yeah, at least those have taste.
Yeah, lemon juice and oil and parsley. Stupid. Amazing. And then
Yeah,
just
lemon
wrapped
juice and
up-
oil tastes good.
Wrapped up in like a little pita bread. Ugh. Just there's
And,
nothing better.
and grain has flavor. But like, can you go make that same thing without the parsley and tell me it tastes any different?
I don't know. I think that would be the ultimate taste.
Yeah, no, I
or
think
test.
it would taste totally different because it wouldn't have that severe.
It wouldn't taste like dirt. Well, so here, okay, ultimate taste test. Make that, but substitute the parsley with just some lawn grass,
You mean
and you'll
like,
get all your herby. Yeah, just some grass from outside if you still got any.
yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean,
Have down here as a topic is going to funerals as a fun activity.
It could be.
how is that?
All right, hear me out. You do not know the deceased person.
Okay.
They advertise them very clearly. You can see them when you're driving by. Just go, drop by, put some nice clothes on, hug some strangers, get some cheese dip, have a great time.
Drink a little bit, eat a little bit.
Drink a little bit,
I mean,
pop a little
normally,
bit.
the vibe of like a funeral is like a great one. So
Well,
like,
I'm not saying that it's a
looking for,
great.
like a good time.
Never am looking for a good time. Mostly bad times for me.
Yeah, since you've already brought it the vibe down with talking about death,
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about hugging strangers and eating cheese dip. I think that's a great fucking time.
I mean, during COVID, no, but yes.
Well, I'm not talking about going. No, I'm not going to a stranger's funeral. I'm not stranging up on some weirdos right now. I'm talking about good old funeral fun times. It's in the fucking word, okay?
Funeral fun, yeah.
I think it could be a great time. You could meet new people. They could be like, "How did you know him?" And you could like tell a fake story. I love making shit up. One of my favorite times to do.
Dude, now
might
I
get laid,
really want cheese.
You could,
right?
dude.
Like that's a
talk
thing.
talk about like
your
wedding
mind off
crashers, but a
it.
funeral. Yeah. Would you like to feel better now? Because I could.
I could
help.
see that. Honestly, I could see that working. I could see a funeral
see
being
it.
more of a turn on than a wedding.
It wouldn't be. It'd be.
I'm
It'd be.
with
Sh-
it.
It'd
I'm
be
with this
shame.
now.
It'd be. It'd be shameful for sure, but it'd be a time.
Yeah.
It would be a time. I really think it could be fun. I just think that you could really like broaden your horizons, maybe make some new connections. I mean, they're
the
right
idea
there.
is growing on me for sure.
I don't mean it offensively. I really don't. I really feel like you could have a good time.
I think I would.
Just going to. I think you could. You could dress nice. You put a fucking tie on. You have some cheese dip. You hug a stranger. Make them feel better. Maybe brighten their day. Tell a little joke.
You hear like
do your
crazy stories too about like
Yo, yeah.
like people are always telling wild stories about.
He fucking he's like that guy. He was crazy. He killed like 30 people in Vietnam. He like beat that guy up that one time.
Have you guys been to?
Like that's crazy.
I don't know, 4 or 5. 4 or 5.
Yeah, less than 10, more than 5.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I haven't had that many bad times.
I've gotten drunk at every single one. Ben's funeral was pretty tight afterwards.
Yeah, we had a big old party afterwards. And that's the thing, too. You get to after party stuff going on. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I hope somebody has an after party at my funeral. Damn, we did him good.
Yeah. He should be happy.
I hope so. But speaking about all this death, I had another thought, and I don't really know how to communicate it properly, but I'm just going to throw it out there because I've been thinking about it a lot lately. And do you think, like, all of these diseases that you get when you get older, like the really hard ones to deal with, like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and stuff, is kind of like a mechanism so that when you die, people are like kind of like in the back of their heads, they're like, thank God, I was so sick of that.
Like, I didn't want to deal with you at all.
Yeah, like, and it's not even like the diseases too, it's just like how your brain kind of like deteriorates and you turn into like this horrible old person who just hates everybody and everybody hates you. And I don't know, maybe I was thinking like maybe it might be proof that God exists, He's trying to make death easier on you.
I would love to talk about God because I got a letter the other day. I'm gonna read you this whole letter.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna skim through it pretty fast, but so I was I received a letter, and it says, I'm gonna blank their last name, but I shit you not, the first name is real, because there's a signature and everything on this letter. This was a handwritten letter. Hello, my name is Sunshine Blank. I am making a special effort to reach out to businesses in my area to share with you the Watchtower. What is God's Kingdom? During the month of November 2020, Jehovah's Witnesses around the world are involved in a campaign to distribute this magazine. This magazine can also be downloaded at jw.org. The question on the front cover of this magazine asks, what is God's kingdom? How many people pray for God's kingdom? What God's kingdom is and what it will do? The magazine explains how the answers to these questions can be readily found in the Bible. I think you will enjoy reading this article. If you have any questions about Jehovah's Witnesses, our beliefs, our activities, feel free to reach out to me using my contact information below. Or for any more information, you can go to jw.org, our official website of Jehovah's Witnesses. So, like the good Samaritan I am, and proud member of the community, I did exactly that. I emailed her, and it says...
Oh, is this the email?
Mm-hmm. Hello, Sunshine. I gotta do this straight face. I came across your information while looking into Jehovah's Witnesses. I am seeking knowledge and guidance because I, too, have witnessed something I cannot explain. I was walking in the woods on a crisp fall night when I was shook by what I can only describe as God's light shining down on me. I woke in a field miles away. My memory's hazy. Was this God? Was I chosen for God's kingdom? How do I decipher this message? How do I get back? I am seeking any and all help on this matter. Much appreciated. Giorgio Atuskilos.
Wait, what
So-
did you sign off as?
Giorgio Atuskilos, which if you would promptly search who that is,
Are they Greek?
he is the main man with the crazy hair from Ancient Aliens.
Oh, hell yes. So are
Now,
we
I
to
ha-
expect a return email?
So I was going to send this email out last week and I did not because I wanted to send it today so that hopefully next week on our broadcast we can have a return email from Sunshine
Oh my god.
about
I
God's
hope
kingdom and what I've experienced.
This is incredible, and there better be a return email.
Well, so I tried to make it as like non-offensive as possible, while also very clearly explaining an alien abduction.
Right.
So it's not it's not confrontational. It's not offensive, I don't think. But I'm not like a good judge. And I really hope we get an email back, and we will know next week.
Cool. Yeah, I hope so too. And then I hope we get a ton. I hope there's a lot of back and forth. Then I can then edit into like a super cut of of all the responses.
So also though, with this email, with this letter, I received this magazine,
Oh, so you
and I
got
read
the
this
mag-
whole. Oh yeah, I read it too, and So I would just love to read some excerpts.
Please.
So I'm not going to read the whole Bible passage stuff because the English is really, really confusing. But I would love to read the synopsis of this one paragraph, and it just simply says, in other words, when humans rule themselves, problems are bound to come. Which is one of the most metal things I've ever read.
Yeah. No, when humans.
When
Yeah, no,
humans
it's like
rule
Jewish thing.
themselves, problems are bound to come. Basically saying that humans are useless. And if they rule themselves, nothing good will come. It's amazing, really. I read the whole thing. I still don't know what God's kingdom is and what they witness themselves, but I'm trying to figure it out. I think I'll get there.
Well, I am very excited for the back and forth. And also, we should try to make this a thing because, like, I did a little bit of back and forth with the political person.
Well, before you get into that, I'm going to read this one because it says, if we decide for ourselves what is right and wrong, the results will be bad. That's it. That's all it says.
This has to be like.
The results will be bad. Also, so I'm not gonna read the whole paragraph, but there is literally this whole thing describing of what will happen once you go to God's kingdom, and it basically says that you're just gonna work a lot. So like, fuck that shit. Like, I'm not going up to God's kingdom to like be a slave.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. Yeah, we should start reaching out to all kinds of cults and seeing what's up. Let's see how many cults we can join.
Well, that was my other topic, was that how hard is it to join a cult and how can I do so?
Yeah,
It's not hard.
we're gonna find out. I
'Cause I
think the
would
hard
love
part is
to.
gonna be like finding the cult.
So, I mean.
Well, I saw a TikTok Watch 2020. about this lady who was talking about basically starting like a hippie commune, and I was like, that's like 1 degree from a cult. I mean, in some cases, it's very much so cult, like the Mansons. And I was like, so I can just like DM this chick and like live in the woods and do drugs because I hate working and love drugs. So I feel like I could be a really good candidate for a hippie commune cult.
Or, I mean, you could always.
If they're taking applications, I am putting myself out there right now.
Do you think you can just search cult on the internet and find an application, or is it a little bit more complicated than that?
No,
I don't think it is. I think cult, they want you to join.
they do.
All right. Well, at the end of this saga, after your communication with them dies out, let's find another one to join.
As a sub category on here, it just says we should treat uber religious people the same way as we treat. Oh my god, I fucked that up. Just edit that part out. We should treat uber religious people the same as those with schizophrenia. Which I think is a valid point, because if you're that fucking crazy about God, you might be in the same vein.
If you're super religious,
Like, we should-
you literally are saying that like a God is
Let
talking
people
to you,
talk.
so that's schizophrenia,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I mean, like, we don't look down upon people with schizophrenia. We try to help them and make them get better. We should not encourage them. We don't encourage those people.
That's true.
We should not encourage those with mental illness.
Yeah, all of that makes a lot of sense.
Also, in my shower thoughts ideas, I have written down rednecks will wear full camo face masks to go hunting, but not to the grocery store.
That's a good one.
Oh my god, okay. Scientology. You can get into Scientology.
We could
like,
definitely.
So,
Should we buy the book? Yeah.
I don't know. I think that one's a little bit too scary to fuck with, I feel
so
like.
it is super scary. I have to tell you guys the story, please. So me and Hannah were in downtown LA, and we were being followed by two freaking weird, creepy guys that kept like going in the same stores that we were going in. They were just following us around at like 10 feet distance, so it was super creepy. So we ducked into this place of like crisp, clean cut looking people that were all like in white button up shirts and slacks. And we were like, okay, we're just gonna like duck in here and like, maybe go to the bathroom and hide or like duck out the back or something. And they followed us in, and then they got stopped by those people, and we were like walking around like looking for a bathroom. Everything's like crisp and white and statues everywhere. There's people like on computers taking tests. Super weird. And then they started talking to us about Scientology, and like in this really backwards way, like asking me like, how fucked up is your life? Like, how good is your life? Like, and it was just like we spent half an hour, 45 minutes trying to get away from these people, just trying to get away from another set of people, and they would block the door with like their bodies, like not in like the way that we were aggressive, but it just felt like they were so around them, and it was just like so stressful. Like it sounds that stressful, but we were on edge, like trying to get out of Scientology to go somewhere else. Because, like, yeah, it's $100 to just sit down and take a test. So that's how.
That's the thing with Scientology doesn't even make sense to me because, like, I'm way too poor to join that cult.
And it's supposed to, like, make you money. It's supposed to, like, your personality,
Well, it's really about, like, alien organisms living inside of your body and whatever.
All I know is they've covered up murder for Alec Baldwin, and it's not talked about enough.
Yeah, no. Have you guys watched the documentary on HBO, Going Clear? It's one of the best documentaries there is.
I have not.
Oh, really? Oh, dude. Seriously, like, just if you have never had a free trial or even spend the money, because the documentary is so fucking good. Like, it's just like A, it's done really well, and B, it's just fucking insane because Scientologists are fucking crazy. Um, let's see. I think all of my topics have been done except for this thing at the very, very bottom that I do not quite understand. It just says, "Why are thin things gross?"
I need an example. I don't even know what counts as a thin thing.
Well, if I had an example, I would tell you, but I don't. Like worms are gross. I don't know. I was probably it's definitely in my ideas section. So
Angel hair pasta.
I actually have written under here, pasta is an exception,
Okay. Oh, okay. Ooh, there you go.
and I'm not sure. I must have been eating something that was thin, and I was like, this is gross because it's thin.
Yeah, I don't.
Perhaps a piece of bacon was too thin.
But I don't think thin in the terms of like that kind of thin. Like a wheat thin is not gross, but like I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know where my head was at for this.
Dude, maybe it'll come to you.
I, next time I'm like really high eating something that's thin and that grosses me out that it's thin, I'll text you about it.
Yeah, you have to elaborate further.
Well, we can back out here, and I got one more, and then we can call it because this has been just so stressful, and I don't know if I'll be able to salvage it because there was a lot of good stuff, but there was just a lot of fuck up.
I thought that once we got going, it was great.
So we shall see. But the last article that I found in all of my research was, do you know the artist Grimes?
Elon Musk's lady friend.
Yeah. The artist that's worth $3 million and is with Elon Musk, a billionaire, got a $90,000 government COVID grant that was meant for local artists.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and I didn't write anything else down because I have no thoughts on it. Why would you even accept that if you were in that position when there's definitely probably musicians out there who are not touring and that's where they make all of their money, and they decided the Canadian government decided to give it to Grimes.
So I don't care about this at all. Um, all I care about is how creepy it is that Elon Musk is with Grimes because A, Grimes looks 12 and Elon Musk is like 100 years old or something.
Yeah. He looks 100 and he's at least 60.
Yeah. And that whole thing just freaks me out. The other thing that freaks me out is that apparently there's all this talk on the interwebs about Elon's wives. What's the words I was trying to say? Or I guess just girlfriends. Apparently he's like really weird and makes them all like become blondes or something. I don't know. I've done no research. Did they turn blonde though? That's what I've been hearing.
Oh,
Or maybe it's the other way around.
I'm gonna look it up
I
now.
mean,
He's a robot. He
I
can't
love
feel
him.
love. Yeah, that too.
I mean, that's the most accurate, really. But yeah, I don't. I mean, like, I've always been of the mind that Elon Musk was like the super genius or whatever, but the more and more I don't do research and hear things and read clips on, like, never do any research and just read headlines, it sounds like he just, like, steals shit from other people.
Yeah, I mean, but that's everybody, especially in technology. Like everything is just built off the backs of those who came before you because the technology wasn't there before, and then you just steal it, make it your own. Facebook, all that shit. That's real. So I wouldn't blame him for that. That's just like literally the way that's just how the world works.
Well, I think you're confusing the word eccentric with like highly abusive, but like yeah, whatever.
Well, it's when if you are a billionaire, abusive does become eccentric.
I'm not saying.
Well, I mean, like, I'm not saying that if I wasn't a billionaire and if I had a type, I wouldn't be like, well, bitch, like, if you're not blonde, I'm not with it, and like, if you're not with it, you're not with $1 billion. So,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, hair dye's only $10. But like, I'm also saying that that's really friggin' weird. But it's only weird because like, hey, if like you have a type, why don't you just like date blondes? Like, why do you gotta like date brunettes? That is eccentric.
Yes, we will be back next Tuesday, and we'll be playing Fortnite.
I will learn what the pickaxe does. I'm still understanding.
We'll learn how to build.
I'm still understanding the wisdom and how to do those like weird 360 things that people do and they murder me.